Okay, guys, here we are. Gen Chem 1, Chapter 1, Problem number 5. Report the result of the calculation below to the correct number of significant figures. Here we got a little bit of a challenge here because we want to make sure that we report our answer with the correct number of significant figures. But I noticed that I have mixed operations. I have multiplication in the numerator and I've got addition in the denominator. And so what that means is that I have to keep track of I have to keep track of the significant figures, and I don't round. I don't round until the very end, and that's what is going to provide a little bit of a challenge. It's this keeping track of significant figures, applying the rules in different order, and then applying the last rule at the end with the significant figures that you've kept track of. So let's take a look at it. Let's do it one step at a time. So we still have to follow the order of operations. And so I'm going to do the numerator first, just because that's convenient for me right now. If you please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, it says I should do the multiplication first. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite the denominator as it is. So let's do this multiplication. I'm going to get out my calculator and do 1.3445 times 10 to the 6th. And I'm going to multiply that by 9.385 times 10 to the negative 4th. My calculator spits out 1,261.81325. Now, that's not the correct number of significant figures for that operation. The operation was multiplication. And the rule for multiplication and division is report your answer to the least number of significant figures that whatever number was in the calculation has. So the first number, 1.3445, that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sig figs. The other one, 9.385 times 10 to the negative 4th, it has 4 sig figs. So I would report my answer to 4 significant digits, 1, 2, 6, 1. I don't want to round at this point. I want to go ahead and carry along the 0.81325, because if I round at this point, I'm introducing a rounding error into the calculation. What I want to do is I just want to keep track of the significant figure, and that's what this little line is for. It's to notate that that's the number of significant figures that numerator now has. It has 4. Okay, so if I were to continue on in the order of operations, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite the numerator 1.2 or 1,261.81325, and I'm going to notate this significant digit. And now I want to do the addition in the denominator. I'm going to go ahead and get out my calculator. 12.3454 plus 84.23. My calculator spits out 96,000 or 96.5754. So the sum is 96.545754. Now, the operation that I did was addition. The rule for addition and subtraction is different than the rule for multiplication and division. The rule for addition and subtraction is I report my answer to the least number of decimal places. Multiplication and division, it's the least number of sig figs. Addition and subtraction, it's the least number of decimal places. So the value of 84.23 has 2 decimal places. The value 12.3454 has 4 decimal places. So I will report my answer to 2 decimal places. But I'm still not going to round at this point. The next calculation that I do is where the answer for that calculation, that's the one that I will round. But I'm keeping track of the number of significant figures along the way. I've got 1261.81325 in the numerator. It has 4 significant digits. 96.5754 in the denominator, it has also 4 significant digits. And now I'm about to do a division. And since the rule for division is report your answer to the least number of significant digits, then my answer should have 4 significant digits, and that's when I'll do my rounding. So I'll take 1261.81325, I'll divide it by 96.5754. The value that my calculator spits out is 13.06557.6, and there's a lot of numbers that are after that. My calculator goes out about 12 digits after that. But that's enough because I know that at the end of the day, I need to report 4 significant digits. And so it's 13.06. Here is a sandwiched 0. That 0 will count as a significant digit. So 6 is going to be the number that needs to be rounded, and I go ahead and look behind it. It's a 5, so I'm going to use the rule that says 5 and above gets rounded up. So that means that I'm going to report my final answer as 13.07. All right.